You have a new business or product idea and suddenly the perfect name comes to mind. And then you do a quick Google search and it's taken. You obsess about how that's the perfect name, and for a few days you keep brainstorming, but again and again, nothing's sticking. Nothing sounds like that first name. I've been there. And I've also watched new clients who came to me feel overwhelmed in the process of finding the name. Today, I'll share with you 5 things you need to consider when choosing the perfect brand name. Hi, I'm Hanna Fitz, International Brand Strategist and Business Coach, and the founder of the Brand Atelier at hannafitz.com, where I help in-demand experts and entrepreneurs build a world-class brand and lifestyle for freedom. Years researching great brand names, and I'll share with you 5 things that you need to consider when choosing the perfect brand name for your business. If you want to go even further, I invite you to consider purchasing our brand naming guide that will walk you through the process of how to find your brand name for your business, because the name matters. That can make or break a brand. It's why we see celebrities changing their names, right? The first thing you need to consider when choosing a brand name for your business is, does it evoke a story? It's always interesting to have a brand name that evokes a story. I have to say, when it comes to naming, I admire the British. Have you ever seen some of the names of the British pubs, like the Counting House or the Humble Grape or Threadneedle Bar? Yes, they might sound funny, but you remember them, right? And that's something that you want to look for, like a name that triggers something, a name that makes people interesting in wanting to come in and discover what this business is all about. The second thing you need to look out for is, does it stand out? Now ask Sir Richard Branson about standing out in a crowd and he can tell you a lot about it. I mean, think about having a name like Virgin. Suddenly, you grab people's attention. The name is provocative. It's different. No one had used it in that way before, and it was risky. This suits the Virgin brand identity perfectly because it's daring, free-spirited, and different. You know, it likes to go where no one has gone before, like Virgin Waters. Choose a name that is different and stands out. If you ask too many people what they think, they'll convince you to select a name that is vanilla, like a basic flavor. When it comes to creating a brand, you want a name that stands out. Throw in a few scoops of gelato and a dash of chocolate syrup and have fun with it. You might want to pour some sprinkles on when you come up with your brand name. The third thing you need to consider is stickability. Your brand name must be memorable. To some extent, it can be unexpected or interesting. Your target audience should feel some kind of connection to it. Avoid obscure words that are hard to pronounce or connect with, unless you have a big marketing budget that you can invest in getting people to familiarize themselves with your brand name. Let's just say you are thinking of naming your business after yourself, but your name is way too long and not very easy to pronounce. Or maybe it's very common, like a very common first name or last name. Find a way to differentiate it. For example, J.K. Rowling. Easy to remember, distinct and short, very memorable. The point of branding and marketing is to be remembered. If it is an easy name to remember, it will help you stay in the mind of your ideal client. But if it's not, then you'll have to invest too much money to get people to remember it. The fourth thing is availability. When you select a brand name, you want to make sure that it's available through the registrar of companies or that it's not already trademarked. It can be very difficult to register a name that is already the official name of an existing company. Most countries provide a name search tool online, so test that out. You also want to ensure that this name is available as a domain name, although this may not be entirely necessary. So check to see if you can get the top level domains like .com or .co, and if not, use other options like .org. As I said earlier, the trademark piece is very important because at some point you might want to trademark your brand name and use it for brand extension strategies like licensing. The fifth point to consider is to not be too literal. Avoid names that are too literal or too generic and restricting. Take into account changes in the market. How will your business expand in the future? If you name your business the Life Coach Company, are you always going to be providing life coaching services? Think about how you want to grow and expand and the vision for your business long term. So most times we think about what we're doing now, but we want to think about the steps ahead. Right? How will I extend my business in the future? Do I want to extend into new products and services? Does the name make my brand sound too cheap? What kind of image is it reflecting? Ensure that whatever you name your brand, that it is the right name that supports your strategic vision, because a name can make or break a brand. And if you'd like to have access to our paid video training on finding the perfect brand name for your world-class brand, click the link that is with this video. And as always, live the cultured life.